A father of 3 was left disgusted after he opened a sofa bed while on holiday at Pontins. Nic Gilgannon, 37, took his 3 daughters and his fiancée on holiday to Pontins in Ainsdale for 4 nights. But the family only stayed for 2 days after a series of issues ruined their trip to the resort. Mr. Gilgannon said his family's room was dirty with a dilapidated door. On the sofa bed where his 12-year-old daughter was meant to sleep, the father discovered mysterious white powder was left all over the sofa bed. Images of the room showed clumps of white on the pull-out bed. Mr. Gilgannon also complained about dirty dishes during the evening meal. Speaking to the Liverpool Echo, Mr. Gilgannon said the experience was just horrible. He told the outlet, "We got to the room and it was absolutely disgusting. The apartment was filthy. I folded out the sofa bed to test everything out and found an unknown white substance on the sofa bed. I managed to get a cleaner to clean that up for us, then went to reception. Because they hadn't given us enough bedding that we had paid for, we requested the room to be cleaned as well, and when we came back it looked like all they had done was splash the floor with some water." The father of 3 also claimed there was urine on the toilet seat of the family's room. He added, "We went for the evening meal and the trays, plates and cutlery were dirty. We had to fish for clean cutlery. The carpet was grubby and needed a good clean. The food itself wasn't bad on the first night. When we got to the canteen, half the tables were empty with just plates and cutlery on them from previous guests. All the tables were wobbly and the one we sat at just span freely when you tried to cut your dinner. It was just horrible. There was leek and potato soup in the soup cauldron and people had spilt some down the side. The next morning it was still there, it hadn't been wiped." However, Mr. Gilgannon said the final straw was when they sat down for breakfast on the 3rd day of being there. He told the Liverpool Echo, "We got ready for breakfast. Got there, queued, fished around for clean plates and cutlery. The leek and potato soup was still on the cauldron from Monday night. I got a cooked breakfast and sat down at the table. I started eating it and there was a plastic bristle on the sausage, so I picked that off and tried to carry on. I went on to the hash brown and noticed it had a hair on it as I was about to put it in my mouth. For me it was the final straw. Up until then I had been toughing it out for the kids. The kids were enjoying themselves and enjoying the park. Whilst we were there we went to the amusements and half of the amusements were either broken or turned off. And we were planning to go for the night's entertainment that night, but I couldn't do it anymore. I felt physically sick when I found a hair in the hash brown. I ended up speaking to the manager, he gave me permission to record him. But the be-all and end-all was that he offered to clean the room again or check out. The trip was a present for the family organized by Mr. Gilgannon's mom and dad as a way to give him, his fiancée and daughters, time together. He said it was a letdown, and added, "It was supposed to be a nice little adventure for our family. Although it's on our doorstep essentially, it was just somewhere not at home for the week. It was a letdown. I feel disgusted and I can't believe they're allowing people to stay in conditions like that. The attitude of it is just like, oh well. There are talks of people getting discounts off future holidays as if you would want to stay there again, but not actually getting refunded." Express.co.uk has contacted Pontins Ainsdale for comment.